Almost.
Good evening.
Almost. It was almost. I don't. There you are. It was almost. We almost
No,
got
no.
it. It's
Just hard to get
we-
the streams back up in quickly after the intro plays.
yeah. Is it possible to do that before you actually go
Uh,
on, or
I
does it
can't because if I
switch
press
it up?
anything, yeah, if I press anything, it switches the video off and puts this back on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me just see that. Make sure that we're on, and we are. We are on live on the channel, and hopefully everything goes smoothly today. Well, you know what? We have a great show today. We
Oh
have
yeah.
an excellent guest, and some people will know of Jeff. I know he goes by the name of Hef, but I call him Jeff for some reason. But he's from Reckless Adventure. He's a great guy and a great guest and a great paranormal investigator. And I will also point out that he is actually an urbex guy too. So he does a little bit of both. So anyways, let's get to you, Lex. What is going on?
Well, not too much, but a little bit more than usual. So not only have I had a really fun time binging Paraflix this week, I am watching so much stuff, and I'm really glad that we've got Hef on today because you guys have you had I watched your episode of the Nook the other day. I've also
Yeah.
watched the Reckless Adventures version of it, so we're gonna have a lot to talk about on those videos.
Yeah.
I've just been going through the great content, and it's phenomenal to see what's actually on there. So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
But I've also been putting forward the plan to start my next series, which actually begins filming on either Monday or Tuesday because I'm at work on Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday start filming the next series, which is brilliant. Thursday will be the second part of the filming. Have a new series out by next week. So that's pretty much what's been going on with me this week, just sorting all of that out.
Yeah. So I watched some of your video on Friday. So is this a new thing that you're going to be doing on Fridays, or is that just a one-time thing, or you're going to do it every so often?
So I think I'm going to do. Haven't decided if I'm going to do because it's live with Lex. So I might do it on a podcast rather than on YouTube. But what it
Okay.
is at the moment it's just when I can do it. So I'm probably looking at doing it fortnightly, and it's just to give an update on what's going on. That one I did very spur at the moment, but I enjoyed just having a bit of a chat. So I haven't decided how often they're going to be done, but they are going to be coming in the future, whether or not it is a podcast or video. Haven't decided that yet,
Okay.
but thank you for watching it anyway.
Yeah. So what I want to let the people know that that are in the room or that are going to be watching this replay that there's a new app I discovered last night. It's called Clapper. It's almost identical to TikTok. So as far as I know, TikTok is not a fan. So, and which is fine. And but you're always going to have a competitor. So right now, I think I don't know if I am, but I think I'm on live right now on Clapper. So I know the guys, if there are anybody in the room, that they're only going to be hearing one side of the conversation because I have to figure out how to do all this and have that live stream going too. So not as technically inclined as I look, but that's okay. So I'm glad you've been watching Paraflix. Paraflix has been great. I've also been watching a lot of the stuff on Paraflix too, and there's a lot of great content on there. And there's definitely more coming down the road. So that is definitely it's been amazing so far. So I do have a video coming out tonight. I think it's going to be coming out at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that will be the second part of the salon. So I'm not going to mention the salon because she didn't really want her name mentioned. So if you see little fuzzy things in the video, you know why. So because we tried to, we were trying. I know it's hard, and but it was dark enough in there. I don't think anybody's really going to be able to tell what kind of. Well, it is a hair salon, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to tell that hair salon, or the name of the hair salon. So anyways, so I'm looking forward to that, seeing that tonight. Obviously, I've already seen the video, but I'm looking forward to everybody else watching it.
I'll be
So
up tonight to watch it, so I'm looking forward to
yeah.
it.
So what time is that? That's 2 o'clock your time? Yeah.
2 o'clock my time, yeah. So
Yeah.
early.
Well, you're late. You're a night owl anyways, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I finished watching your last episode was 4:52 a.m. I think when I posted on Twitter about it. So I
Yeah.
don't sleep. There's too much paranormal content for me now. I have to stay up and watch it all.
Yeah, you know what? It's really good, and I'm enjoying it so far. And supposedly they've had a lot of people join, which is great, and it's only going to get bigger and better. And with more content coming, I think it will eventually take over the Netflix of this world.
What I would
So
like to say quickly is, I'm going to use your video as the example because the first thing I watched when I subscribed to it was your video. So I was like, boom, watching that straight away. Created a
okay.
watch list. At the moment, I'm now watching. Feel really bad 'cause I can't remember the name. You had with you and OHL last night. You had this gentleman in the chat with you on your stream, and I was watching him on Paraflix today. I can't remember his name. I feel really bad.
Brandon, it was Brandon.
Yeah, so group he's part of.
Yeah, Twisted Realm.
That's the one. So I started
Yeah,
watching that season today as well. So
yeah,
I just want to say that the production value of what you guys are putting into these videos now is phenomenal. Your one
yeah,
was incredible. I would just say like the score behind the whole video was great. I actually had the guy that did it tweet me today to say
yeah,
thank you for you mentioning it. So that was
yeah, yeah,
um
yeah.
but
Chase.
yeah, Chase. But the whole style, not just your video, but everyone else's, they've done some improvements just to get it onto to be bigger than it would be on YouTube, and I think it's phenomenal. Absolutely really impressed by how everyone's done stuff
Yeah,
to
yeah,
kind of what's the word I'm trying to think of here, but they're trying to raise the bar on their own standard, and it's phenomenal to see.
yeah. It's been an interesting ride, even in the first week. So going from video to video to video to video, it's better because a lot of times if you want to go to YouTube, you're searching, and um, yeah, you can go to your subscriber list and all that stuff, and you're searching for a video and stuff like that. So, but I think it's just being right there on the platform and selecting anything you want is great. So, but anyways, I see that Jenny Love Paranormal's in the room, so I'll say hi to Jenny. And I think we should bring on Hef. I can't say Hef. I want to say Jeff because I know his name's Jeff, but I know he likes
Just
to go
ignore
by
the
Hef.
J. Just
So
think of Hemp Jeff. Hef.
yeah, you know what? I don't know why. I just want to call him Jeff. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, so
Well,
I will introduce Hef.
of course.
I'll try to get Hef. I will really try to get Hef. So I've known Hef for probably since last September, October. We met through actually YouTube because I believe I commented on one of his videos, and then I subscribed to him, and then he subscribed to me, and we got talking, and then we just became friends. And I had the opportunity of doing these 3 undisclosed businesses and bringing him on, and he was more than happy to come out, him and his wife, Mo, who unfortunately can't be here today. So, yeah. So that's how we met, and we've just become friends. And there is something coming up, I think. I'm hoping he might have some good news today for April, but we'll see. But let's bring him aboard. Reckless Adventure. This is Hef, everybody, and let's give him a warm, nice welcome.
Hey y'all, how's it going?
How's it going?
Great,
Good,
Tef.
man.
Now, am I right? Am I right on that? We started talking, I think, in September, October.
Yeah, brother.
I commented on your video and I subscribed, and then you subscribed back, and then we connected through Instagram and then eventually Twitter, and we
Yes,
got
sir.
talking, and then I asked you to come out on those locations
Yes, sir.
with me, which was obviously, if you guys haven't seen the video yet, I believe, yes, it is. I believe I saw it earlier. That has link is in the description below, and just click on that. And you can see those videos. He's putting those videos up on YouTube. So, and I'm putting those videos up on Paraflex. So, yeah. So why don't we get started here? I know, Hef, it's all good. We're just having a normal conversation, buddy, and that's all it is. So
Right
don't worry about it, okay? So I'll let Lex start it off.
Well, so first of all, thank you for coming on the show. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. As I told you in the green room, I've been watching a lot of your channel today, so it's been really good to get you on here, and I'm great that I found another channel to listen to and watch and follow. So, but first, I think there's only one. The first question I want to ask, and it's literally because I've got both you and Brian here, and I've watched both your Nook videos. And I'm sure you'll both agree with each other on how that experience was. But just in a few short words, how was that shop to film? Because watching it, I don't know if it's the ambience of the way you both got them filmed, but I was on the edge of my seat for both videos. Something seems to happen to both teams at probably around the same spot in the building as well. I noticed. I think Brian, you got tagged.
Yeah.
Can't remember if it was you or Mo, but someone gets pinched, and I believe it's in. And I believe it's in the same spot of the building. So how was it to film in that location?
It was really odd. Like it was very odd, especially afterwards, discussing the similarities that we all experienced between the teams. Mo had a very, very emotional moment in one room in the Nook. And I believe Ashley, one of the other investigators who was there with us that night, had a pretty emotional experience in and around the same area. But all in all, it was a very interesting, very atmospheric place to investigate. And I was surprised because it sort of seemed to be the least sort of threatening or odd feeling, if you will, upon entry. So yeah, it was interesting to see what we got.
Yeah. And, just to add to that, and I will say that me and Hef were touched in the exact same spot, meaning that I don't mean like in the same place on us, but he was by the cash register and I was by the cash register, and we both got touched in the same area, and which I thought was interesting. And for Mo and Ashley to have the same emotional kind of an experience, was really what's the word I'm looking for? It was definitely interesting. There was something definitely there, and I will tell you, before I went to this place, she actually sent me a video from her security cam of actual orbs flying towards the camera. Now, what happened when they were flying towards the camera, the birds would go crazy.
Wow.
And for whatever the reason was, I don't know if it had a fascination with the birds or what was going on, because I'm telling you, every single time an orb came through the camera, the birds went crazy.
Well, it seems in my experience that animals are, regardless of what species they are, all seem to be very, very sensitive to sort of paranormal energies or paranormal events. It's odd, but those birds were literally, the canaries in a coal mine. They were sort of the barometer for things happening that evening. And I mean, again, with regard to that evening, it was odd getting the same experiences across all three spots. I have yet to release my videos for it yet, but in the salon, both Brian and I were choked.
Yeah. And it's just the weirdest thing. And it's funny because in the Nook video that's up on Paraflix right now, I think it was 3 or 4 EVPs that I captured that was shown at the end. And when I went in there for the first time, I saw the man, but I didn't see a woman. and we captured an EVP of a woman laughing.
Right.
And I can't recall what else she said on that video. Lex, you saw it most recently. What was the woman?
I
What did the
still
woman
can't.
say?
I don't quite remember what she said. I just know that it was a laugh, and then she said something under the laugh, and
Yeah.
I can't quite remember what it was. I do remember when you actually watch it, it's ridiculously clear. It's a very, very clear EVP. But I can't recall exactly what she said. But yeah, it was. I mean, you're like the king of EVPs at the moment, Brian. But
well, the funny thing is, like with Mo feeling that emotion in the back room, like there was a time where I was rubbing my face, and it's in the video. I was feeling emotional too, and in that spot. So it's just weird how we were all experiencing the same things when each of us went into another store. But the Lego store, I have to be honest, that was probably the craziest. Like the other two stores were good, but the Lego store was a little more on the, I don't want to say negative side, but more on the pissed off side.
It was definitely intense in the Lego store. We had activity literally the moment we walked through the door till the moment we left. One of the things that was kind of neat there, and unfortunately, we were able to get Mo's reaction on camera. But she ran upstairs to grab the tablet that was running Necrophonic while running an Obulus, and as she went up the stairs, she got a comment on the Obulus about being careful. And then on the way back down from the Necrophonic spirit box, something told her to watch her step.
Wow.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, it is, and that is in the video. That is in the video when she comes downstairs and she says that. But obviously, I found out a lot more about these places after I left. And I will let you know, and I believe it's in the first video of yours in the Nook. I found out the guy that committed suicide and what his name was.
Yeah.
His name was actually Jeff.
Yeah.
And you got that on the Necrophonic.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. That's like, it's creepy enough thinking that they were responding to me, but now knowing what we know about what happened to whom, it's really interesting to get a confirmation like that.
Yeah, true.
Very exciting.
It was a great time. It was it was a great evening. We were there for about 4 hours, and I like how we did it, that we all switched stores within an hour and a bit, just to give us enough time to experience or capture or what we needed to capture. And overall, it was just a fantastic night. So let me just go on and say, now I know the certain pieces of equipment that you use. But if you can tell everybody in the room, if you're on an investigation and you go for your bag, what's the first thing you're going for?
You know that little blue EMF meter that makes that super annoying sound that I think is finally driving you crazy? That is my favorite piece, brother. I love that stupid chime. I love the whole 9 yards, and honestly, I get so excited and my head's on a swivel all the time. So having that chime, it's nice to kind of bring me back.
Yeah.
But I know it drives everyone nuts. Which
yeah. So, and I know you're a fan of that, because we've been out a couple of times now, and that's one of the first things you go for in your pocket or your bag.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I have to be honest, man, I like the chime too, because once that starts going off, something's going on. But I found in both places that we've been to, actually it's been 5 places if you're counting 3 of the places. So when we went to Blue Ghost Tunnel a couple of weeks ago, he wasn't getting much inside the tunnel at Blue Ghost with the EMF. But
It
soon
was
as we
outside.
went outside, the temperature reading was going up and down. It was crazy. And then the beeping was constant. It was constant.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience at Blue, because I know what happened at the end of the night. I know you were upset,
Yeah.
and I understand. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on me and Lex's show about equipment,
Oh God.
basically screwing up. So tell us a bit what happened and.
Yeah, at one point while we were shooting, I went to take a look at one of the clips I had shot, and then all of a sudden said clips were just gone, like gone. My batteries started to die on a couple other pieces of equipment. My light busted on me. Like it was just kind of it was weird. It was like it was just a strange domino effect that made the night a little bit difficult to shoot.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you only got about 20 minutes of the Blue Ghost Tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is about it.
Now, was the video corrupted from outside? Also?
The video was literally just gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it was like I could not even find a file on to try and work with. Like it was gone.
Yeah. So I sent you a link. I don't know if you received it.
Yeah.
I sent you a link so you could hook it up to your laptop or whatever and see if you can recover your files, because
Yeah.
that link will actually help you recover your files. But unfortunately, I recently found out that if you start taping on your phone again, then there's no way to recover those files.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I have recently. So it is what it is. Let's let's chalk it up to an interesting, difficult evening, and go from there.
Yeah.
Well, this is something we said that was very important. Obviously, that happening to you actually sparked the UK Mother's Day episode for us, because we actually dedicated a whole episode to glitches, corrupted files, deleted files. And I did say that a friend of mine who has had to so he did a video today. He bought a video out today of Clewer Park Forest. It's near my house, and this is where my new series starts. We're going there to do it this week. But he'd actually gone there a couple of weeks ago to go and scout the place for me and do a test of his own, because he's a skeptic. So he was like, "Okay, these are the apps you use. I'm gonna go and have a go on it." And he'd done 4 hour taping session in the forest on his own, and he got home at 5 a.m. and everything was erased. Everything was gone.
Oh no!
And so he could. I think he actually watched that episode where this was being said, and he was like, "Yeah, I really feel for what Hef would have felt like, because that was 5 hours of mine gone, and I don't even know how long he was there for." So, in a way, it had to happen, because then someone had to speak about it. Brian made this point very clear that not a lot of people talk about the corrupted file situation in investigating.
Yeah.
Because it's really common. I mean, it's not happened to me. I've had audio mess up or a video mess up, but usually I can rescue it. Some of it I can't, but it's not a big portion, so it's not an issue. But I think one of the things we said is there's a technological side effect to being an investigator, and this is one of them. You have to really push through that happening to you, because it is really disheartening. So my heart does go out to you for losing that footage.
You know what? Overall, the night was great. Unfortunately, that happened. I know we went to the streaming tunnel afterwards, and he wasn't really getting any readings on his EMF.
No.
But I'm actually kind of curious. Have you seen the video? Did you capture anything maybe through your mic on your phone or anything like that?
I've like very, very briefly run through it during a file transfer. Honestly, man, you know what my work schedule is like. I work so much that I get to things as I can at the moment.
Sorry, that's for David. Sorry.
Why did he say get rid of it?
No, he was like, where's your monkey?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because I said that I was going to put him in my chair, didn't I?
You know what? Like, I know we were going through doing some video recording or a voice recording
Mhm.
while we were in the streaming tunnel. And you heard it. I know you didn't hear it as clear as I did, but that night I came back home. Probably about a week later, I listened to those two voice recording. I captured, I think, 7 or 8 EVPs.
Oh wow!
And at the second one I did, the last 3 EVPs were in a matter of like 3 seconds. It said, "Get out, cautious. Get out, just get out."
That's creepy.
In a matter of like 4 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, and I will actually see if I can clip that and I can send it to you.
Sure.
Yeah, those two, unfortunately, what happened at Blue Ghost Tunnel. But you know what that means, man? I'm telling you right now. You know what that means? That means we need to go back.
Oh yeah. Well, what got me was, like you were speaking about earlier, when we were outside the tunnel, we got a ton of activity on the meters and all that. And when Mo and I went for the very first time, that was the exact same thing that happened to us. There was very, very little activity inside the tunnel directly, but outside the tunnel, it was crazy. And I mean, that for me kind of salvaged the night a little bit, just having that corroboration. So, as I said, it's an evening, move on, roll with the punches.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. So,
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on, and I guess we'll go on. We're talking a lot here, which is a good thing. I like it. So we're talking everything that we love and about the paranormal.
Well, this is one of the things I really like having Hef on as well, is because you and me have spoken a lot about your tunnel experiences over the last couple of episodes, Brian, and it's great to hear from someone else that was there as well, because I don't have anywhere like that in England, to my knowledge. I might do, but I probably don't. And one of the things I want to do is to come out to Canada and see these for myself, because Brian is telling me a lot of stuff about it, so I really want to go.
They're very
But in
cool.
terms of it sounds it. But in terms of the evidence that we're collecting, like as we all know, there's certain types of evidence. You got EVPs, EMFs, orbs, shadow people, spirit box communication, all this kind of stuff. What would you say is your favorite bit of evidence to collect? Like, what's the one what evidence really excites you when you get it? Is it something moving on its own, or is it EVPs, or what's your favorite one?
You know what? Honestly, evidence to me, it's all fantastic. I'm like a kid in the candy shop anytime I get anything. I mean, Mo and I like spooky stuff. So for me, I mean, good Lord, if I can see a shadow figure, I'm going to be a super happy dude. But any evidence we can get is super fantastic.
I made a funny comment last week about this, that paranormal investigators are really, really crazy people. We run towards the noises. Most people run away from the noises.
We are an odd breed.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Paranormal investigators put the bandana on and go in like Rambo. They're not scared of anything. Yeah, because this is the one that really interests me, because I'm the same. Now, my level of evidence that I've caught in, because I've been doing this for a lot shorter amount of time. I've only been doing this since September last year. So I'm still relatively new. So bits that I've caught, I don't think I've got an EVP of something laughing from a 3 a.m. book game challenge I was doing. And we don't know, it sounds like a really weird, not like a laugh, but it sounds like something goes, like that.
Oh, and
wow. Cool. People in the room is my mother and my other half, and we're just playing this. The idea was to test if these 3 a.m. games work. I tend to have a disbelief in the witching hour, because daylight savings time changes the time, so we don't know which one was the original 3 a.m. But I like the concept. We'll pick one at random and we'll do it. So we did the Red Book game. If you haven't already, feel free to check it out on my channel. It's a 3-part series, and it was really weird. It was only meant to be a one video, because it was just the game. But we did a random EVP recording at the end, because my EMF detector was going nuts. So yeah, it was just that really weird thing. So when I got that was my first ever EVP on a recorder. So I was like, this is incredible. This is my favorite thing I've ever done. And I think I said it in the video, I was like, I've never got something like that before. And then in the same video, something was answering me with my EMF, with my K2 meter, like spot on. I was like, I think my mum asked, like, did you die in this house? And like nothing happened. And I went, okay, but did you die on the property? Either the drive, the back garden, anywhere on the property, just go to yellow. And as soon as I finished the sentence, it went straight to yellow. And that
Oh,
was the
that's
first,
awesome.
and it was consistently like that through that whole segment of I think that's part 2. So the whole episode was like that. And I've
Oh,
never had that
he
clear,
froze there.
concise answering and precision with a K2 meter. So that my favorite one.
That's awesome.
But I do understand what you mean, that any evidence is mind blowing. I always feel like I'm in my own horror movie.
So
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, it's all these different kinds of experiences that everybody gets, right? Which is what it makes it so incredible. And like you said, you're like a kid in a candy store, and I've heard you say that before to me. I say it. I've kind of grabbed that little line from you a couple of times, but it's true. Like it's when I go into a place and I capture something, it's like there it is.
Yeah, it's just so amazing to be able to get anything at all. Not every investigation pans out, so it's brilliant when you do get something.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to take one of Lex's questions here. I hope I don't, but I'm actually kind of curious on this. What actually? Now I know you do urbex and you do paranormal. This is going to be a 2-part question.
Okay.
1, which one do you prefer?
Okay.
And 2, when did you really get a passion for the paranormal?
Okay. So this is a difficult answer. Which do I prefer? I don't know. For me, one seriously led to the other. So Mo is the one who got me into urbexing. We went. There's a particular psych hospital where we live that is quite the draw for urbexers and paranormal investigators, mostly because it is so difficult to get into. And then from our urbexes, there's a particular type of house in urbex. We call it a time capsule. So it's when the people leave and basically abandon everything, all their belongings left behind. So you get very interested in the backstory and what has led to this. And in a lot of these time capsule houses, you find there's residual energy, whether it's from people who may have passed, or memories, or what have you. You definitely get a different feel for the place when you walk into it. So those time capsules, wanting to find out the backstories and wanting to see if what you're feeling is real, kind of led us to start investigating more seriously. Now, in terms of when did I get into stuff, I've been interested in the paranormal for my entire life. Mo the same. For me, I had my very first paranormal-ish experience probably around the age of 7. And ever since then, I had odd stuff crop up in my life. I've definitely had some weird experiences. And I mean, thank God for Mo that she's a little odd like I am and is really into this stuff. So, we get to share this passion for investigation together. So, that's, I don't know. I'm just a weirdo. Let's go with that.
You know what? And I don't know if you guys agree with me on this or not, but I'm finding there's more and more husband and wife teams going out and investigating together.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? I think it's amazing. I think it's great when a couple can go out and investigate together and experience it together and all those wonderful things. Yeah, it can be creepy. Yeah, it can be scary at times. But at the end of the day, you're together. And I know half and Mo go out, and I know Lex and his girlfriend, soon to be wife, I'm assuming, that go out and together, and I think it's great, and I think it's a good thing, and I'm just seeing a lot more especially on YouTube, that a husband and wife are going out together. I think it's great.
Well, I mean, if I get to go and have these, experiences, and this is what I want to go and do, then for me, there's no better person to have with me than Mo. That way we get to experience all this stuff together, and it's a neat, it's a really neat aspect to our relationship. We really push each other, whether it's urbex or investigating. Strive to push each other and capture what we can. So I mean, I honestly don't think I would do this if it wasn't with her.
Yeah,
I completely agree. So I think one of the best things about having so my partner Nadine comes with me on mine. This is something that when I started talking about doing YouTube, she was 100% behind the idea.
Mhm.
Because we're together, we look for scary films all the time. We watch paranormal investigations live all the time together, and we talk about them. So when I said that I wanted to do it, and would she be interested in coming along, she was a bit hesitant at first, but she did the first one with us, and even though our first video wasn't the most active video in the world, something did run at us, and we still can't explain it. And I remember I jumped out my skin, and I was like, this, and I got that rush, and I was like, I really want to do this. Like that was amazing. And then she was like, I want to get out. Let's take a breather. So we actually went out and took a break. But then one of the first ones to go, okay, let's go back in. And I was like, that's amazing. So she's been really supportive on that front, and it's just great to have. I don't think people realize this takes a lot of time to do.
Yeah.
A lot of our investigation stuff is at night, which means we have to be up most nights, which means we sleep a lot longer in the day, and with us working other jobs as well. So what makes it even nicer is we don't have to struggle to make time because we're doing it together. Rather, if it was just me, I'd be out of the house doing stuff all the time, and I'd have to come back. I think that's what makes it. I think that's what's making it a bit more popular. Is people are realizing that it takes a lot of time, and it's nice to not have to force that time with your partner. You just bring them along, and if you find common ground in the passion, it makes it even more. Not only real, it makes it more spectacular to watch. And I think it shows your audience a bit more of yourself too, which is something I really advocate for.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%.
So for anybody else who's new in the room that came in, and just to let you know, we're speaking with Hef from Reckless Adventure. If you want to follow his channel, if you want to follow him on Twitter, if you want to follow him on Instagram, the links are in the description. Great guy. His wife is an amazing person also. I love them both very, very dearly. And hopefully the thing in April is going to be coming up that
we're working on it. We're working on it, man. Slow down.
Yeah, I know. And I'm still working on the one that is going to be a big one, and I think it's going to be good. So
yeah,
I'm not going to say any names.
I know. I got that big thing in June, hopefully, still that we had talked about.
Yes,
so
and
that's what I'm.
Do you want to mention? Do you want to say that name, because I think people will be thrilled? No,
okay. No. Okay. Gotta build some excitement, man. Gotta build.
That's true. So go ahead, Lex.
So I'll just you touched lightly on one question I ask every single guest. Now, I don't know if you can tell by the look of me, I'm a nerd. I'm a huge comic book geek, and I've said this before.
Too.
My favorite thing about comic book superheroes is the origin story of where they began. And you did touch upon slightly that your first real experience. I think you said you were 7.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to let us know what that was? Because I have a small collection of people's paranormal origins, and I love hearing them because they're all different. So if you can, would you be willing to share that experience with us?
Yeah, sure. So right around that time, my grandmother, my mom's mom, she was ill with cancer, and she was passing. And the night that she passed, it was really odd. I went to my folks asked a friend of the family to keep an eye on me, and it was odd. I remember having this very, very vivid dream about a church sermon, and it was odd because in the in my dream, the speaker was a guest pastor at this church, and oddly enough, he happened to reference Batman in the sermon. So, like I said, my grandmother passed, and a little while later, happened to be at church one Sunday morning with my folks, who happens to be there, but the guest speaker who appeared in my dream, and sure enough, started referencing Batman in his sermon. And yeah, that was the first time I had anything kind of odd or paranormal happen to me. And then, as I said, I've had other experiences throughout my life that have kind of cropped up, and has certainly stoked my passion for the paranormal.
Wow. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's definitely different. That's crazy. The fact that the Batman reference in a sermon is something you don't think you'd ever forget it, because it's not something you it's not your typical church, is it, if they're talking about Batman? So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that. Obviously,
no problem.
I think that's probably one of my favorite origins so far, just because it's got the Batman reference. But
I love Batman.
Yeah, me too. But that's why I asked the question.
So I'm assuming that you guys saw that new release that just came out on Crave, the 4-hour.
Yeah, of course I did.
Man, I haven't had the time to sit down yet.
Yeah.
Make time. It is worth it.
Okay, dude, I will.
I saw it last week, actually, and it's very long. It's very long.
Okay.
But it's it's good. I thought it was. I have to be honest. I thought it was a little over the top at times. Yeah. I thought it was a little too dark at times.
That's
yeah. But no, it was good. It was good. To be honest, I wasn't expecting very much for a 4-hour film, but I give them props, man. Drawing those people in for 4 hours. Yeah. That's a long time to watch a movie, and it's kudos to them. That's all I have to say. And
I think comic book fans are rabid.
Yeah. What's that?
Comic book fans are rabid. They'll sit through a 4-hour cut, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, I think it did its job, though. I think as of yesterday, it is the highest retweeted hashtag on Twitter's history at 1.8 million. Restore the Snyderverse hashtag since then. So it's done its job. That it was done. It only came out because the fans demanded it come out.
Right.
And I agree to some degree that we shouldn't be able to dictate what films get made. But as the consumer of the product, if we weren't happy with what they pushed out for us, that we spent money. I think this is why I think it's a one-off, is because Zack did deserve to come back and do what he was meant to do. He obviously stopped because his daughter passed away. So the fact that it took us to get him there, I like he thanked the fans in the credits as well. But as a big Batman, that's what this film does better. It really rejuvenates Ben Affleck's Batman character, and I think that's what you're probably going to really take away from that version of the film. Hef, is awesome. I don't know how you feel about Ben Affleck's Batman. I liked him. I didn't love him, but now he is my Batman since I've seen this cut. So
it's between him and Michael Keaton, I have to be honest.
Keaton is great as well, yeah.
I love Michael Keaton as well, but no, I think Affleck took it for me. He was a great Batman. He was a great Bruce Wayne. So
yeah, but definitely, if you when you watch it, just message me on Twitter. Let me know what you think.
So go ahead, Lex. I know you have a couple of questions for him that you like to ask, and these are the good ones. These are the questions that Lex likes to ask because He's gathering information because I really, really think he's planning to take this information and somehow use it and spin it into something that he's going to do in his videos. That's what I really think. I think he's being a little bit sneaky about it, but that's okay. He's English. Most of them are very sneaky. So, as you got to understand with our show that we said at the beginning when we first started doing that there would be slight banter towards each other every so often. He hasn't done a ball joke in a long time, which I'm fine with.
So you keep covering it up.
So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. I'm secure with my shaved head. I'm okay. So go ahead, Lex.
Just before I ask this question, I will say it's really nice to have a Canadian version of Lex Luthor on the show, which is Brian. There's your bald joke.
Wow. Wow.
But I don't know what you're implying, that I might do something with this information.
No, I'm just kidding.
Damn it. So we'll start with this one's quite a good one. I think this is kind of a two-parter as well. So will you, because you do both urbex and paranormal investigation, you can use both of these examples to answer the question. Okay. Out of every location you've been to, regardless if it's urbex or paranormal, which one has been your favorite to film and why?
Ooh, that is a tough question. One of my favorite places, let's put it this way, was a time capsule house. Like I had mentioned, it was very, very odd. The moment you went in the house, like everything had been left behind. And there was still food on plates in pots sitting on the kitchen table. Like it was odd to see. And then going through the house, there was definitely a vibe to it. And from one of the areas in the house, we were, you want to film kind of the decay. That's what people enjoy seeing. And in the room where we went to take a peek at the decay, the carpet was covered in blood, dried blood. And that kind of, like I said, the initial feeling of that strange feeling in there, then seeing that was a little disconcerting. And the layout of the house happened to be a back split. So when we went upstairs, it was a very small hallway, and right at the end of the hallway was what we believed to be a child's room, just based on the decorations on the door. And right in front of the door was a pile of pillows and blankets, and again they were soaked through with dried blood. It was very, very disconcerting. And then upon entering the basement, we were filming, and Mo happened to break off at one point to film a small hallway, and it was like she was hit with orb after orb after orb after orb, all in a span of she must have filmed more than a dozen, 2 dozen of them in the span of a minute. And when we were examining some of the items that the folks had left behind, Mo picked up a family photo and was showing it to me. And upon review of the footage, you can hear an older lady say, "Hey," as if she was upset with us touching the photo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was one of my favorite spots to visit.
Wow.
Sounds incredible.
That's crazy. Now, Mike, like the dry blood, the orbs, the everything that went along with it. And now, sorry, I'm just going to cut you off here, Lex. Did you know any history about the house?
No. The only thing that we had known about the house was a tip from another urbexer who lived in the area. She confirmed that the house was abandoned, but that was all the knowledge that we had.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy. It's a little bit creepy of all the dry blood on the ground, and you gotta wonder, and the food still in the pots and the bowls. Obviously, maybe something had happened.
Yeah.
That caused all that blood, and there's still food everywhere. So I'm wondering if they got out, or maybe the family who was ever there was killed, and the house just nothing ever happened to the house. It just became an abandoned house.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, afterwards, I mean, we weren't able to find much information, but we were able to backtrack a couple of living family members, though. But we couldn't garner much history. So unfortunately, that one kind of still remains a mystery for us.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Cool. So try and wrap these last two questions up from me very quickly. Just by naming, if I gave you all the money in the world to go and investigate one place, where would you go?
Oh, one place? Oh, geez. Japanese suicide forest.
Again, every week it is 100% the most common answer. We've got like some really good ones. We've got Transylvania last week, I believe, which is a really good answer. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, is there? But suicide forest is mine and Brian's favorite one to do as well.
Yeah.
So really, no
I also
shocks.
wouldn't mind checking out Zach Bagans' museum if given the opportunity.
Oh, there,
yeah. There you go.
All right, and then my last question, if Brian was to ask me this, but my last question is, do you see that? My light just flickered. Sorry. Do you see that? Sorry, that just really threw me off. My whole light just turned on and off. But I don't think my lamp did, so that's fine. I'm assuming you've heard of the Randonautica app.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm obviously, me and Brian have an opinion on this. I'm trying to collect a general census from all of our guests, and so far we're at the moment we're now leaning very more on the yes side than the no side at the moment. So just quick and easy, do you really believe that Randonautica is paranormal, linked to the paranormal, or is it just coincidence or being manufactured that way?
Honestly, it's really hard to say, man. I went and shot a Randonautica video, and one of the sort of weird stories that I heard about Randonautica was, people following you in like a white car and all of that jazz. And honestly, I mean, I thought it was BS at first, and then it happened to me, and it was really odd. My buddy and I, who was on the Randonautica adventure with me, we happened to be pulling into like our third spot within 2 hours, and all of a sudden a white car parks over by the side of the road. Guy gets out. Guy comes over and is watching us, and it was super weird. Like, we just stood there and watched him, and then all of a sudden he just gets back in his car after about 5 minutes of staring at me and drove away. It was so, you know what? I don't know what to say. It is weird, whether it's paranormal or not. It's weird.
That's the first time I've heard of that. That's incredibly weird.
That's creepy. You know what they always say? Paranormal investigators would rather deal with spirits than actual humans. So yeah, that's interesting. That's weird. I never heard the white car thing though. That's the first time I've heard of that.
Oh yeah, we'd heard about it. We'd heard about it a couple of different times, and then I know at one point Randonautica was supposed to be linked to some kind of cult-like activity, and the white car thing appeared in a lot of those anecdotal accounts.
Wow. Interesting.
Nice bit of new information to add into the research, but yeah, thank you for that.
I'm actually a little creeped out about that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow,
very interesting.
Yeah, so we're gathering that you're kind of on the fence, like a maybe.
Yeah, we'll go with a maybe.
So what's that? Episode 10, we've had 4 maybes. We've had 2 no's and 4 yeses, I think it is. I need to get my book. I am writing them down, but
so
it's just to see where they sit.
I will let you know that Jenny Love Paranormal TV has just made a comment saying that she is deleting the Randonautica app. So that's, yeah, you know what? Like, I know everybody has their different experiences, and it's weird. I don't know if you know the original history on the Randonautica, Jeff Heff. I can't. Sorry, man. I tried. Jeff is it for me. But yeah. So the history on that place, originally why it was brought out was because it wanted to get people off their couches, out from their houses to experience their neighborhood. And that's why originally it was brought out. Now, we all know the story about somebody finding a body on the beach in a suitcase, and that's where it just blew up. But originally, that's why that app was brought out, to get people out of their home, which I think is a great thing. But unfortunately, it's twisted into something completely different.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of times, and me and Lex agree, that a lot of times, and I'm not saying any names, but a lot of times they set it up to make it look like something's happening. And we're not going to mention any names because we're not that kind of show. So, but
I mean, from us, we've agreed before that the Randonautica videos that are being done, some of them are really, really good videos. I think I pretty much enjoy all of them, but the validity of them, because what I found out, this is the fun thing. So, as Brian said, why it was made. Eventually, when it got massive in the paranormal community, for some reason the app went offline, and then you had to re-download the new version of it. So now that could have been a normal update, or seeing as now everyone seems to be getting a lot more specific locations, I feel that they took it off to load it with location because they saw that it was being used by the paranormal community and to get the name out there. So this is why I've started asking people just to see where they sit, because personally I don't think it's paranormal at all. I think it's a bit weird because it's using your phone. I don't know if you have to ask for permission for it to give access to your phone. So for a car to find you and follow you, that's a bit weird. So, but like I said, I've never heard that information before. But this is just why I think it's, it's entertaining. This is why I personally don't believe in it just yet. But it's new information to follow into my research. So
yeah.
On.
You know what, dude? Honestly, it's been great to have you on the show today. It really has. And
thanks very much, guys.
You know how much I respect you as a person, as a friend, as a paranormal investigator. And hopefully we'll continue doing collabs. And maybe eventually, if we can get Lex to come to Canada, once all this crap has been gone, all 3 of us can get out there to do an investigation.
I'm definitely coming. I'll definitely come to Canada.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a great time. It'll be a great video, and I know Nadine, I know Mo will get along great. They seem to have a little bit of the same personalities.
Go to Canada with me.
I haven't talked
Nadine will come.
Haven't talked to Nadine very much, but from what I have spoken, they seem like they're really on the same level, and I think they'll get along great. And this is what it's about, right? Honestly, yes, we go after ghosts. Yes, we do filming. Yes, we put videos out. But at the end of the day, it's also about making contacts with other people. Yeah. And I've made a great contact with you. And I love you guys, and I'll always be there for you guys whenever you need me. But I really, really appreciate it. Now, guys, anybody that's in the room, go check out these guys. Like Jeff and Mo are just absolutely fantastic people, and their link is below. And they got a number of videos of paranormal and urbex, and really, they're really, really great people. And I hope you guys subscribe to them and hit that notification bell, because they deserve it. They really, really do.
Thanks so much, brother.
I'll let Lex finish it off, and I will say my goodbyes.
Take care, man.
We'll talk soon, man.
All right.
I just want to say, obviously, thank you for coming on the show. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. And as I beginning of the show, I'm now a huge fan. You've definitely got a fan for life. Anything you ever need, if I'm in Canada, I'm definitely going to come and look you up. If you're ever in the UK, look me up.
Right on. Thanks, brother.
And I'm really.
Well, I will let you know that you just got 2 new subscribers. Jenny Love Paranormal and Nubs just subscribed to your channel.
Right on. Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Go on, Lex. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, I think this one of the reasons I love doing this show is, as Brian said, it's to get connected to people. And last week I got to connect with a group that's actually in the UK, so that's phenomenal. So this is this is why I like the show. I get to connect with other channels that I don't get to see. The paranormal world is only a small fraction of YouTube.
Yep.
There's 38 million plus channels on YouTube, so to find people it can be difficult. So this is absolutely a wonderful way of doing it, and just want to say thank you for coming on. Well done, yeah, you've got me for a fan, as a fan for life, and I look forward to it. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yeah, you
Take
too.
care, buddy.
Okay.
Well, we are, guys. That was Hef from Reckless Adventure, and what a great show that was.
Yeah. You know what? And I was being truthful, like, and saying that he's a great guy. He's I don't know how else to express it. He's just a wonderful, wonderful individual. And I know we didn't have the opportunity to meet Mo today, but she's just as great. And their videos are good. Yes, they're not all paranormal, some of the urbex, but even the urbex videos are really, really good. And they go to some really, really interesting places. And I think I saw that one he was talking about, the one with the blood on the floor. I think I've seen that video. And
I'm going to be looking for it next.
but all in all, they're great. They're a great couple, and I'm proud to call them my friends.
100%. I've actually really enjoyed talking to them. To Hef, like I said, it is a shame that Mo wasn't here. Hopefully, maybe one day she'll come on. But I'm definitely going to take you guys up on the offer and come to Canada. And
well, we don't even have to offer. You just call me up and say, Brian, I'm coming. Get ready.
I'm going to rent a white car, and I'm going to tell you to do a Random Oka video, and I was going to pull up behind you like me the whole time.
You don't, dude. You know you don't need an invite. You just call me up and say, Brian, we're going to be in Canada in July, and I say, great. We have a bed right behind me, so don't worry about that. But it's a pull-out couch, but it's still comfortable. So I loved having Hef on today. I loved this show, and I think it's great. And I hope a lot of people watch the replay of this, because you're meeting a great individual. And like I said earlier, this is why we do this, because we want people to learn about these people that are putting these videos together. And it's just not about paranormal. It's about the person that's actually doing it. That's important too. I know there's a lot of people on the YouTube that are not necessarily very inviting, but hopefully, and I've seen up to this point, most of our guests have been very inviting and been very nice and helping them grow their channels. And that's why we're doing this. So.
100% agree. And, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. And I think that's pretty much it from me on tonight's show, Brian. Unless you've got anything else you want to add for today.
I do want to add, next week's show is already in the works. We're doing something a little bit different next week. Normally we have paranormal investigators on. One week we did a show on a topic on corrupted files. But next week, this is going to be a really good one. I've already set it up. We are going to have an editor on the show. Now, he's a professional editor. He edits my videos, and he edits a lot of other videos. And he is going to show you some tricks and trades of editing videos and the best way. And so they don't look so YouTube-y. Because let's be honest, when we look at a lot of videos on YouTube, they look very YouTube-y. And he's going to show you some tricks and some trades that he knows to avoid that. So you can probably get better views and more subscribers.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Going to get my notebook ready.
And you're frozen. I can hear you, but your camera froze.
Am I back yet?
No.
Damn it. How about now?
No. And you know what? The show was going so well. We should have ended it like 4 minutes ago, and then we would have had that problem.
Well, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
If it's better to end badly than to start without to get it up and
Yeah.
running. I'm trying to English and I can't do it.
Yeah, that's okay. So what I'm going to say is I want to thank everybody for coming into the show today. I really appreciate that. If you can share that out, that would be great. If you're new to the show, if you can subscribe, that would be also wonderful. So I'm going to say my final words. Don't let yesterday use up today.
Absolutely wonderful. And again, thank you for joining me on this fantastic show again, Brian. We are smashing episode 10. What a great milestone. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you for anyone who watches the replays and shares the links out. We cannot do the show without your support, so thank you very much on that. And my new quote of the week is, never compare yourself to other people. You are the only one who can play your role.
Yes. Oh, there you go. You came back. I also want to say thank you for the people who came from Clapper today to watch this episode also. Hopefully they enjoyed it too. And that's it, my friend. That's it. And thank you to everybody else in the room.
Thank you. We'll see you next week on Through the Lens. Thank you very much and good night.